Hey guys, what's up? Hilary and I recently did a Q&A series, and a lot of the questions were about Disney because we are leaving for our Disney trip on Friday. I am so excited. We're so close. Keep an eye out for our vlogs because they're definitely coming up. But one of the questions was about top 3 items for Disney, and I thought, I can't think of that on the spot. I'm gonna make a whole separate video, and I actually did 7 better and came up with my top 10. So these are the top 10 items for bringing to Disney World based on my own personal experience. Leave a comment below if there's something I've forgotten here. I would love to know about it. So the first item, and the only one that I don't have to show you, is actually an anti-blister or anti-chafing stick from Band-Aid. I'll try and throw a photograph in here of what it looks like, but basically, chub rub might not be a problem for you in everyday life. You might even be like a skinny mini, but if you're at Disney World in high heat, like in September, chub rub is coming for you. It has your name on it, and when it gets to you after you've been like, I don't get chub rub, like that's a fat girl problem or whatever, I will laugh because it is on its way. So it's better to play it safer than sorrier and bring this Band-Aid anti-chafe stick, because anywhere you put it, like on your inner thighs or anywhere else you might chafe, I don't know what's up with everyone's bodies, but it creates like a frictionless environment. And I've also found that in a pinch you can use antiperspirant, but the chafing stick is better and good to have for just in case. Next is another one that's pretty kind of straightforward, and it is sunscreen. Personally, I like Neutrogena Ultra Sheer Dry Touch sunscreen just because I like feeling like there's nothing on my skin. I don't like the feeling of sunscreen. And then when I have to go swimming, or no one has to go swimming, but when I want to go swimming, I use the L'Oreal Ombrelle Sport, or just any other kind of spray that's sport. So I can just spray it on, and it has that awful texture where you can definitely feel it, but that's the same thing that keeps protecting you even while you're in the water and back out again. It's important to reapply. Definitely getting a burn at Disney World is worse than getting a burn anywhere else on earth, because you're constantly like sitting on rides and just like, ooh, you become so sensitive to it, and thinking about it now is really making me commit to wearing sunscreen when I'm there. Next is a beauty item, and it is something I'm wearing right now, and it is the CoverGirl Color Blast lipstick. Blendable lip duo. The color I like is called Perky, but I find this formula stays on through the humidity. And it doesn't dry out your lips, although that's not really a concern there. And it just stays in place. And you know, I have other lipstick that I like and I might bring it with me, but when it comes to an environment like Disney World where I'm not gonna reapply it and I'm there to just enjoy myself, this is the one that I trust. Next is a tie. For many a year, I was a devotee of fanny packs, and I still love fanny packs, especially when I was obsessed with getting an even tan. I would wear a lot of like tube tops at Disney World, and I didn't want a strap line from a purse, and so I would wear fanny packs. And it's nice to be hands-free. They never fall off you on a ride. When you're going through security, you just zip them open and zip them closed again. It is easy as pie. But on my last trip, I decided to go ahead and treat myself to a Vera Bradley mini hipster in this Mickey pattern. And it doesn't really matter if it has the Mickeys on it or not. This is so functional for Disney World. The strap is adjustable, it's really thin, so if you're worried about tan lines, it's not a big one. There's a big compartment here, a front flap where you can throw like a camera or anything else you might need, an inner kind of pocket here, and another place for ID, and a card holder. So really what I love about this is it's big enough to hold even the biggest phone. It holds pretty much everything while you go, and it's really, really lightweight. So this or a fanny pack, ideal for Disney World. Next is something you might think is a little bit strange. I'm not so into technology, but I'm into convenience. And so I always bring this Belkin like charger strip or whatever. The key feature for this, I mean, it doesn't really matter what brand you get, but there's 3 different slots and then there's 2 USB ports. So if I put this in the plug that's next to whichever bed I'm sleeping in when I go, I know I can charge my phone, I can charge something else on a USB, and I have 3 outlets. And it just makes a big difference. This one is adjustable, so it can kind of switch based on the configuration of the plug, but I love this thing. Not just Disney World, I travel with this everywhere. It really comes in handy. Next, unless you're going alone, earplugs. I have had this same container. I mean, I don't reuse the earplugs, but I mean, they're cheap and cheerful. There's like a million in a pack. I bring 2 for every trip. I put them in, they fall out when I'm asleep. I don't care. I only need them to fall asleep. Hilary sometimes snores. It's pretty brutal. And so, yeah, whoever you're traveling with, loved ones, family, you know, everyone makes noise when they sleep. Some people complain about resorts at Disney World having like loud plumbing and stuff, so these definitely come in handy. Next, ponchos. These are really important. I feel like, especially these disposable ones. And it's less about saving money, although the ponchos in the parks are more expensive, but a lot of it really is about saving time, because I find as soon as the rain starts coming down there, everybody rushes into the shops to try and get ponchos, and you lose like 20 minutes of your vacation just in line for a poncho, and ain't nobody got time for that. So I get these from the dollar store. They're like 99 cents, and because I'm insane, I bring 1 for every day for me and for Hilary that we're there. So every day we can just bring it, open it, and then this is bad for the environment, but if we need to, we can just throw it out. We're not trying to like cram it back in here and save it. So these are necessary. Florida rain comes in and out really fast, but it is heavy. It's also awesome to have these when you're on Splash Mountain or Cali River Rapids or anything where you're gonna get wet. These give you that extra bit of insurance, and I don't know, the most important thing is like they're kind of long enough to go over the seat where you're sitting down, so you don't accidentally sit in like a wet puddle on the Splash Mountain seat and look like, you know, you're an adult like having an accident at Disney World. That's no one's idea of a good time. Hand sanitizer. Bring 1 or 2 more bottles than you think you need. I bring these with me at Disney World everywhere, and it is worth it. There are people touching everything, and there are kids touching everything, and everything is grimy. And I think, you know, people touch their mouths or their faces when they're not even conscious of it. So for me, it's just better safe than sorry. I love my hand vac, and I especially love it at Disney World. And I like how when I use these, the sense of them will become associated with that trip in my mind. So they become part of like a pleasant memory. Gum. This one is important, and I don't chew gum, but I chew it when I fly. And so I always pack this with me so that I have it on the way to Orlando, but especially on the way back, because Orlando is the only airport on Earth that does not sell gum. And that's because Disney told them they do not want them selling gum. There is no gum in the Disney theme parks, there's no gum at the hotels, and there is no gum at the airport. So if this is something you rely on to fly, and it is for me, pick it up first. You need to get this. You need to think about it beforehand, and it's worth it when your ears don't like pop. The very last item are an item that are not going to make you any friends, especially outside of Disney World, but they are Tevas. And I know people hate on Tevas all the time, but they are the best. You can get rained on in them, and they're like waterproof. They dry super fast. If you've broken them in enough, they don't give you blisters. They're just all around really excellent and perfect for the Magic Kingdom. And I know we all like to well, at least I like to dress up, but you know, Disney World at the end of the day, as you can tell by a lot of these items, is about utility and keeping it moving. And I feel like these things aren't the most attractive. Hilary definitely laughs at me for wearing them, but you will thank yourself every time you put them on and take them off, because they are totally sweet and they'll keep your feet feeling comfy enough and dry. So those were my 10 items. I am so glad I made this video because I realized I need more of my Chub Rub stick. And yeah, let me know again if I forgot anything, if there's other stuff you guys consider essential. I hope this video is helpful to anyone who's planning a trip or packing, and I will see you guys real soon. We leave on Friday. Bye.